Hey guys, so I thought I would just show you a really quick video on how I store my dies. I do catalogue them, but I'll go through that another day. So basically I have these, this is just chipboard with a piece of, let me take one out, it's a piece of chipboard. It happened to be white on the other side, and it's just got a piece of magnetic sheet on it. So the chipboard that I bought was 8.5 by 11. I got it off Amazon. It was super cheap. I think it came in a pack of 25, I want to say. And then the magnetic sheets came in, can't remember how many, but I can't remember how many in the pack, but they were also these were A4, so I had to trim this down slightly to get it to fit on the 8.5 by 11. So I just trimmed it to 11 inches, and I started using like a wet glue, but honestly it took me forever. So I just went nuts to that. I'm not doing that anymore. So I just used some double-sided tape, and it seems to be holding up just fine. Just normal double-sided tape, nothing fancy, nothing, you know, not a super strong one or anything like that. Just a basic double-sided tape, and it seems to hold up great. So the nice thing about this little like lip that you've got here is that if you wanted to label these to try and organize them either by category or like a theme, or you could just number them. If you've got a catalog, you could just number them boards, you know, 1 to whatever, and then just in your catalog just say that this is like a Mama Elephant Halloween and pumpkin set. You could then just say in your catalog that they're on board number 1, you know, something like that. So that's it, and they're just in a it's just like a tub thing. I originally had them in something else, which I'll show you in a second. This was I think about £4 from Wilko's, and this is the 18 litre bin. I don't know what size it is. Because, and this is what made it quite hard to find something, because these I knew were 11 inches wide and, you know, 8.5 inches this way across, but I couldn't get the measurements for this thing. So I did research online. Eventually I found somewhere that actually gave some measurements, but I can't remember what they are. But it's the 18 litre one. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they don't put either the litres and the measurement, or whether they just put the measurements. I don't know, but that's what this one is. And I like the pattern on this, and I managed to find a grey one. They normally, the other ones I've seen are in like a creamy colour, but I actually quite like this, the grey. It works better with my room as it is. So I'm just going to show you what I was storing these in and why I changed it to this big bin. One, there's tons of space. These are just extra cuts that I've used. And then just quickly, this is a sample of my Tim Holtz Biggs dies. I do have them in a catalogue as well, but I have to store them somewhere else because they are quite chunky, and I'll show you that in a second. But they, because I have to store them somewhere else, I tend to forget that I've got them. I can see them, so it's not like I can, you know, it's not obvious, but if I'm in this bin, I'm not going to think Biggs dies necessarily. So yeah, so these are all, just really quickly, they're all on there. So if you hold on 1 second, it's my hand. So these are the Kallax units from IKEA, and these are also from Wilko's. They're about £2, I think. And these are like the 4-inch across. They're not really 4-inch because they taper down. But this is what I had the dies on the magnetic boards stored in originally. But honestly, it became too heavy, which is why I also kept it to the narrow one rather than the wider one. And it also, because this is quite short, it became quite like clumsy. that's the right word. So it became quite hard to actually, it would want to topple over because it became too top heavy. So that's why I changed it to that one there instead. And that works out just, you know, much better, so much easier, and there's also lots of room. So if I have more dies than what fit in there, then I have a problem. Now I definitely need to destash, but yeah, there's tons of room in there. So when I'm sorting out and organizing stuff, I also look for containers or things that will help me to be able to have a bit more room to grow, but with a limited space. So that's it. It's not getting bigger than that, which I'm sure my husband will be happy about. So if I'll try not to make you dizzy. That's what I was trying to do earlier with my hand. So in here, ignore this. But this is a double wide fridge bins, and this is where I have the Biggs dies in here. They just fit quite nicely in here, and this is all I have on those, and I don't know whether I'll get any more of the Biggs dies, but these are the ones I have, and I love them. But like I say, if I don't have that like a reference in the where my dies are when I'm going to, you know, sort of flick through the boards, I'm not going to remember that I've got these necessarily. So, and also when you're on the Biggs dies, you can't necessarily, I mean, you can kind of see it there, but you can't really see what it is. So having a reference point, and that's why the catalogue's also quite good, because you've got a reference point to what those things are, and then you can put them into themes or categories in your catalogue, and makes life so much easier. So I just go back here. Excuse the mess in the background. So I hope that was helpful. This is just the quick video for how I store my dies now. This is actually working out really well. It's super easy when I'm making videos, especially. I can just pull the things out. I'll show you on film, you've probably seen them already, and I just pull them out, show you what I've used, and then I can just shove it back in there. It's very easy. I used to use the pockets, but it became too much of a pain in the bum to pull them out every time and then remember which one it was going back in. Now I just lob it on there, so it's so much easier for me. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. How do I switch this off again?